Hello there! Welcome to this 3-day goal setting challenge. I want to congratulate you for taking up this challenge because this challenge will change your life. One of the reasons I'm conducting this challenge to you is that I want to share with you how to set and achieve your goals. You see, most people have heard about setting goals, but that's all they know. They know that they need to have goals, but they have no idea how to do it. Or worse, they do it the wrong way and wonder why they fail to accomplish any of the goals that they have set. A lot of people understand that they need to have goals in life, and I bet you have goals you want to achieve too, right? But do you know how to do it and make it work? For many people, the only thing they know about goal setting is that they need to identify a target, and some will choose to write it down, but many people don't do that and they wonder why they fail, right? And this is exactly what this challenge is about. You are going to learn how to set empowering goals that drive you forward in life, and in the next 3 days you will discover why goal setting work, how to do it, and how you can elevate your life and make real progress toward living a better life. So, how does this challenge work? Well, on day 1, which is today, you will learn about setting the stage. You will discover how to get ready and work on yourself and find out exactly what you want out of your life. And then on day 2, you will learn how to set your goals. You will discover the science of achievement because what I'm sharing here is not just theories, but principles that are proven to work. Most techniques and methods you are going to learn in this challenge are backed by studies and science. So on day 2, you will set your goals. And on day 3, the final day, you will learn how to achieve your goals. You see, most people only know about setting the goals, but that is just one part of the equation. What is important is what you do after setting your goals. Setting goals is like the tip of the iceberg. What you can't see is what is below the sea, which is the large part of the iceberg. Many people only see the tip, okay? They know that they need to set goals, but they have no idea how to do it the right way, and they don't know what they need to do after they have set the goals. So in these 3 days, you are going to learn everything about setting and achieving your goals. And of course, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, and this is why this challenge is a 3-day challenge. You want to take the information bit by bit. You want to learn one step at a time. If you consume everything in one shot, you will feel overwhelmed and maybe suffer paralysis. Do you know one of the most common reasons why people fail to achieve their goals? They procrastinate, they don't take enough action, and one reason for that is the feeling of overwhelming, and they have no idea where to start. So this is what you want to do. There are 2 steps here. The first step is to learn, and then you want to take action. I believe that the best way to learn something is to make progress. Agree? Meaning that you want to take some form of action. Think about it. You don't want to just read a book, right? Because reading itself isn't going to change your life. It is what you do that will change your life. Therefore, you want to learn and then apply what you have learned to your life. And this is exactly how this challenge has been structured. As you watch this video, you will learn some valuable insights, and at the end of it, I will give you some action steps that you can take. I believe this is a better experience. When you watch, you tend to forget, right? But when you do, you tend to remember. And if you apply what you learn to your life, you can change your life, and that's my challenge to you. At the end of each day's training, take the action steps and do as suggested. That way, you will get the most out of this challenge. But before we begin the challenge, let me introduce a bit about myself. My name is Sean, and I thank you for taking up this challenge to be with me here today. I'm a full-time blogger and a digital marketer. I've been blogging in the personal development industry since 2007, and every day there are over 1,000 people visit one of my blogs at stunningmotivation.com. I have self-published several books and also created my own training programs. Some of them are digital in the digital marketing industry, but most of them are in the personal development industry. I love personal development and I can talk about it all day long. And I love reading too. On average, I read about 2 to 3 books a month, and because of my passion for reading, I decided to share what I've learned on my blog. And today, I'm proud to say that my blog has touched over 1 million people, and I have built up a community of over 10,000 people. Now, that's a little story about myself. Let's jump straight into today's challenge. Are you ready? So, here's what you will discover today or day 1. You are going to learn the differences between people who have goals versus people who have no goals. You are going to see some examples of successful people who have goals and how their goals have changed their lives. And of course, you will also discover why you want to set goals, and you will learn the 3 core advantages of having goals in life. And then you will learn how and where to begin. And like I said, many people have heard about setting goals, but they have no idea how to do it. Today's challenge will prepare you for the first step. And finally, you will discover this thing that I call goal alignment. Do you want to know why some people are able to stay motivated and focus on their goals while most people find it difficult to stick to their goals? If you set goals before but you don't feel inspired or motivated for your goals, you are out of alignment. You have set the wrong goals. You want to have goals that are in alignment with your values, beliefs, passion, and etc. You don't want to just set any goals. If you do that, you won't have the motivation to sustain throughout your journey. This is exactly why most people don't find their goals inspiring enough. They don't feel motivated for their goals. And if your goals are in alignment, you will have no problem achieving them. And that's what you will learn in this challenge. So let's move on. First, I want to share with you people who have goals versus people who don't have goals. I love how Tony Robbins explains it using metaphor that life is like a river. You just have to imagine yourself drifting on a river. When you have no goals, you don't know where you want to go, right? You become directionless. So you are merely following the flow of the river. When you come to a fork, you simply let the flow decide for you which way to go. And that's when you come to the end of the river and reach a waterfall, but it is too late for you to take action or do something. And you will take a fall, right? Tony Robbins called this Niagara Falls syndrome. But imagine if you have a goal, you know where you want to go, you are not following the flow of the river. Guess what? You are in control. When you come to a fork or a road that diverges into two, you know which path to take, and you are ready and you are prepared, and you avoid the waterfall, right? Because you already know what you want and where you have to go, right? That's the difference between people who have goals and people who don't have goals. To sum it up, Larry Winget nailed it. He said, nobody ever wrote down a plan to be broke, fat, lazy, or stupid. Those things are what happen when you don't have a plan. That's the key, my friend. When you don't have a goal, you don't have a plan. And when you don't have a plan, you don't have control. You are living life randomly. And to avoid this, you need to set goals. And right now, let me share with you a couple of examples of how successful people set goals and change their lives. Tony Robbins is one of my favorite success gurus. In his best-selling book, Awaken the Giant Within, he describes how he set goals and changed his life. By the way, if you haven't read this book yet, get it right now and read it. It is one of the top 10 books in my recommendation list. Now, early in his career, when he first started, Tony Robbins wasn't a huge success like he is today. That's obvious, right? Nobody is born a success. Every master was once a beginner, and the same went for Tony Robbins. So he wanted to change his life. While he was traveling in the train from Moscow to Siberia, he wrote down his goals and everything he wanted to achieve in a map. This is what he wrote in his book. This is what he said, right? With nothing to write on but the back of an old Russian map, I wrote down all my long-term goals for my spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial destinies, and then created a series of milestones for each one, working backward. You see, Tony Robbins sets his goal and plan for his success. Guess what? You will learn how to do this too in this challenge. The second example I want to share with you is from Brian Tracy. You may have heard of Brian Tracy before, right? Through his books, through his training programs as well. He is a sales expert and also a successful author. In his books, Goals, Brian Tracy shared how setting goals changed his life, and that's why he decided to write the book, because he wanted to share his strategies for achieving success in his career and business through this book. Okay? And this is what he wrote in the book. One day I took out a piece of paper and wrote down an outrageous goal for myself. It was to earn $1,000 per month in door-to-door and office-to-office selling. I want to let you know that this was actually written in 1980s. So $1,000 per month is actually a lot of money. I folded up the piece of paper, put it away, and never found it again. But 30 days later, my entire life had changed. Brian Tracy went from wearing his next meal to becoming a sales manager with 95% sales force within, I think, 1 or 2 months. I can't really remember. You have to read back the book, okay? And if you go to Planet Hollywood in New York City, you can see this letter Bruce Lee written to himself. The letter was his commitment for his goal. Bruce Lee wrote, "By 1980, I will be the best known Oriental movie star in the United States and will have secured $10 million." He actually went on and became the most famous martial artist in the world. And once again, setting goals worked. Alright, all these people, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Bruce Lee, they have proved that goal setting work. Regardless of the industry you're in or what you want to accomplish in life, as long as you set it as the right goal, focus and work on it, you too can achieve it, okay? And here are some other examples. Do you know that Jim Carrey manifested his dreams of becoming a famous actor through writing himself a $10 million check? He actually shared his experience and told his story in one of the Oprah Winfrey show, okay? If you want to see the show, you just need to head over to YouTube and search for it. And after that, we have John Ashraf, one of my favorite success mentors. John is one of the person who popularized the concept of the vision board. In his best-selling book, Having It All, John actually shared how he successfully bought the house he used as a picture for his vision board. And after that, we have Scott Adams. Scott Adams, you may have heard of him because of his famous cartoon, Dilbert. In one of his blog posts, he shared with his readers that he wrote down his goal 15 times a day. Every day he would write, like, I, Scott Adams, will become a syndicated cartoonist 15 times a day, which eventually led him to becoming the most syndicated cartoonist in the world. And there are so much more examples, but I believe these few are good enough to convince you that goal setting works. And so, the next question we want to answer is this. Why do you want to set goals? First and the most important of all is that goal setting help you take control of your life. Goals are like lighthouse. They show you the way, they point you to the right direction so that you don't get lost. It doesn't matter what goal it is that you set. As long as you have a goal, you are consciously telling yourself where to go, what you need to do to get there, right? Just like the example of the river and the waterfall. When you know what you want out of life, you are in control. You can then make decisions and take action according to your goals and your plan. People who don't have goals are like lost ships. They follow wherever the crowd goes. They don't have a clear direction and they are often lost. The second reason is that your goal motivates you. Yes, your goal should motivate you. If you don't feel motivated toward your goal, my friend, perhaps your goals are wrong. You are setting it the wrong way or you're setting the wrong goal. But don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to set empowering goals that will inspire you and motivate you in these 3 days, alright? Just follow through. Your goals are like magnet. They pulls you toward them. I just love how Steve Jobs said it. Jobs once said, if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So your goals will inspire you and motivate you to progress forward. And the third advantage why you want to set goals is that having a goal shows you the way. Imagine if you love playing tennis, okay? So what do? You go and play tennis. Maybe you play twice a week or once a week. You get to make new friends from tennis, but that's about it, right? You won't get a coach to teach you how to master the skill because that's not your main intention, right? You're just playing it for fun, correct? But what if after playing tennis for a while, you found that you love the game and you want to improve your skills and win your local championship? And that becomes your goal. And what will you do to achieve your goal of winning your local championship title? You get a coach, right? You get someone to teach you. You train every day. You work on your skills, right? Can you see? Your goals show you the way. Your goal will determine your plan and your action steps. Do you know why I started my blog, stunningmotivation.com? It is because I discovered that I have intense passion for personal development, and so I wanted to share what I have read and learned from others. And that's what led me into having the goal of building a successful blog. And that's what led me into creating this 3-day goal setting challenge. So everything is connected, and it all started with a goal. Once you have a crystal clear goal, your mind can easily formulate a plan to get there. Without a goal, your mind doesn't know what you want it to do. But with a goal, you are setting yourself up to win. Do you get that? These are the 3 reasons why you want to set goals. Alright, now you know the 3 core advantages of having goals. I want to explain a little bit about why goals work. Goal setting works because our brains are wired in such a way that we tend to look for things that we have intention in our minds. There is a thing called reticular activating system, or RAS, built in your brain. What the RAS does is that it filters unwanted information and helps you focus on what's important to you. For example, as you are watching this video, listening to what I'm saying, alright, I hope you listen intently to what I'm saying here. As you watch this video, you didn't notice your breathing, right? But now that I mentioned about your breathing, you started to take notice. You notice your breath flowing in and flowing out of your lungs, right? But before this, you didn't notice about breathing, correct? That's what reticular activating system does. It filters off unnecessary information and helps you focus on your priority, because your priority is watching this video right now, right? And you didn't notice your breathing. So setting goal is like setting your intention. It is the same. And when your intention is on your goals, guess what? Your mind will help you focus and bring in the resources and the opportunities. Just like if you just bought a red car, suddenly you notice that there are a lot of red colored cars on the road. The thing is that red cars are all there all the time, right? It is just that your intention isn't there. So your RAS did not take note of those red cars. But after you have bought the new car, the new red car, your brain registered it as something important, and you started to take note of all the red cars on the road. This is the fundamental of how goals work. And now take a minute to think about how you arrive at this challenge. Why are you here? Is it because you have a goal that you want to achieve? Or perhaps you want to improve yourself? You arrive at my blog and then you join this challenge. Let me tell you this, you are here with an intention, and it is because of your reticular activating system. Your intention brought you here. Amazing, right? I hope that by now I have convinced you why you should set goals. Okay, that's about it. Let's move on to the next slide. So now you understand how goals work, why you want to have goals, and how successful people set goals and achieve them. It is time for you to start taking action. But where do you start? Where do you begin? There are a couple of strategies you can use to start and begin with. And you want to find out the big picture for your goals, right? You want to find out what exactly you want out of your life. So here are a couple of exercises that you can do. The first one, do a reflection. Think about your past and how your life has been all this while, and ask yourself these 4 power questions. What went well? What went wrong? What can you do better? And what should you stop doing? You can take yourself back to your past for as far as you can. Like imagine yourself in the past 10 years. Do a reflection and find out what went well and what went wrong in your life. And then you want to find out how you can improve or what you should stop doing to improve your life. If 10 years are too far away, you can do a more recent one like the previous year. So what went well and what went wrong the last year? What have you learned and where can you do better? Doing a reflection and answering these questions help you identify what you truly want out of your life. It helps you understand yourself better. Now, besides doing a reflection, you can ask yourself these self-discovery questions as well. You know your brain works like Google, right? When you type in something into Google and hit search, Google will show you all the related results. Your brain works the same way. When you ask yourself questions, your brain will search for the answer. And therefore, asking yourself these questions will help you discover what you want out of your life. The first question you can ask is, where am I and why am I here? Okay, so why are you here? What do you really want out of this challenge? Question number 2, what activities or things that I do give me the most joy and satisfaction? Think about all the things that gives you joy and happiness. What are they? Or what activities make you feel the most satisfaction? What about your job? Or maybe a certain task that you enjoy doing? Just imagine yourself walking into a bookstore, okay? Which section are you going to visit first? Or imagine yourself standing in front of the magazine section and there are stacks and stacks of magazine in front of you. Which magazine will you pick up? Are you into business, investments, architecture, sports, or hobby like maybe taking care of your pets? This question helps you identify your passion and what you care about. And then we have question number 3. If everything is perfect and happens according to my plan, how will my life look like in the next 10 years? You have you have to imagine yourself living your dream life, okay? How does your dream life look like? I don't want to explain more on this because you can do it in the next exercise. So question number 4 is, why do I wake up in the morning and what are the things that I'm looking forward to? What is the first thing that comes to your mind every morning when you wake up? Do you think about your goals and your dreams? If you don't, it says something about your goals and dreams. Maybe you don't have a goal yet, or maybe you have a goal, but it is not exciting enough for you to look forward to. Okay, and we are going to be talking about setting goals, exciting goals tomorrow, so don't worry about that. And the next question, what is the one thing that I can do today to get closer to my ideal life? This question presupposes that you already have an idea of how your ideal life looks like, so you just need to think about what you need to do to get there. And then question number 6, how much do I earn, how much do I want to earn per day, and what should I do today to earn this amount? This is a good question. You can work out your ideal life or your dream lifestyle by identifying what you want to be, do, and have. Okay? Just take a piece of paper and write down all the things you want to be, do, and have, and then do a rough calculation on the cost. With this, you can roughly tell how much you need to live your dream lifestyle. And finally, you want to ask yourself this last question. If money didn't exist, will I still be doing what I am doing every day? Okay? You want to take out the constraint that stops you from dreaming. Many people set goals based on where they are now, not what they want in the future. For example, they have a dream to visit Hawaii, okay, let's say. But when their conscious mind kicks in, they take money into consideration. They'll think something like, well, it's going to be expensive and I'm not going to make it. And hence, they throw away the idea of visiting Hawaii. Don't let this happen to you, okay? Take the constraint away. This is why you don't want to have financial or time constraint when you plan for your future, okay? Now, if all the questions just now don't excite you, I hope this will, okay? This is one of my favorite exercise that helps me to identify how I want to live my life, okay? Ask yourself the $100 million question. Just picture yourself winning the lottery or hitting the jackpot, and you have $100 million in your bank right now. So, how you want to use it, okay? And you can use it any way you want. How will your life change if you have $100 million in your bank right now? Are you still going to work tomorrow? What will you do on a daily basis? What business will you venture into? Or are you going to start a business at all? What passion will you pursue? Are you going to kite surfing? Are you going for skiing? How much are you going to allocate to each area of your life, right? Are you going to start a non-profit organization, etc., etc.? Just take your time and daydream. Take 5 minutes to imagine how your life will change. And that is the ideal life that you are looking for, okay? Now that you have a rough idea of how your dream life looks like, you should have a good idea of what goals you want to set. And in tomorrow's challenge, we will talk about setting your goals. As for now, the last thing I want to share with you is this: goal alignment. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be so motivated with their goals? They wake up each morning thinking about their goals. They talk to you about their goals, and they seem to be looking forward so much to accomplishing their goals. On the other hand, there are also people who don't seem to find their goals motivating enough. They don't want to talk about their goals at all. They don't even want to think about their goals because whenever they think about their goals, they feel stressed and sluggish. If this is happening to you, most likely it is because your goal is not in harmony with your inner values, beliefs, passions, or visions. Okay? When your goal isn't something you truly want to achieve, you will never have the energy and motivation to follow through the plan. You feel stressed, lazy, you want to procrastinate on them. Let me give you my example. After I finished high school, right, I have no idea what subject or course I should take in university. There are so many courses. I can do accounting, business, architecture, and even engineering itself. There are so many branches. There are manufacturing, civil engineering, electrical engineering, material engineering, and so much more. Okay? So how did I end up doing civil engineering? Well, it is because of my father. My father is a contractor who works in the construction industry. And because of his influence, I thought I wanted to be an engineer who works in the construction industry. Guess what happened then? I took civil engineering in the university. but I don't have any passion for the subject at all. I don't find the subject to be interesting, right? And but somehow I managed to graduate, okay? But I didn't excel in the field and I didn't work as an engineer. Instead, I ended up where I am right now. I became a blogger and a digital marketer, which I love and I can talk about all day. Okay, if you come to me and talk about blogging, digital marketing, or personal development, I can do that all day. I don't know about you, but I think there were times when you pursue something that is not what you truly want. As a result, you lack motivation and you don't find the goal to be or the target to be interesting. Sound familiar? This is why you want to make sure the goal that you set is the goal you truly want to achieve deep in your heart. You want your goals to be in harmony with your values, your passion, and your beliefs. Okay? Now, here's another good way to explain goal alignment. You know that we all have two minds in us, right? One is the conscious mind and another is the subconscious mind. So your conscious mind is about your awareness. When you set goals, you plan, you take action, create objectives, etc. These are all activities conducted by your conscious mind. But when it comes to your subconscious mind, we are talking about things like, your inner values, your beliefs, your passion, your visions and characters, etc., etc. And if you set a goal which is from your conscious mind, but if the goal is not in alignment with your subconscious mind, you'll find it extremely difficult and challenging to follow through. You won't have the energy, the motivation, and the inspiration to do it. This is why you procrastinate. You find excuses. You eventually fail and give up on the goal. And this explains why certain people are so looking forward to their goals. They are all excited to talk about their goals and they feel joyful and satisfied when they are taking action. But on the contrary, there are also people who don't feel motivated for their goals at all. They feel lazy, no energy, and they don't look forward to taking action at all. This is because there's a misalignment between what they want on the outside and what they want on the inside. It's like there is a miscommunication between their conscious and their subconscious mind. So now you know the alignment between your inner self and your outer self equals success. You want to make sure the goal that you set is what you truly want deep within you, okay? Because if you don't, you will have a hard time achieving your goal. And finally, we have come to the end of today's challenge. I hope you have learned something new here, okay? I hope you are inspired by what I shared. And by now, you should have an idea of what you want out of your life. Because tomorrow, you will discover the step-by-step strategy how to set empowering goals that keep you moving forward. And as for the name of this training suggests, it is a challenge, right? Therefore, there are work involved. You want to make sure you complete today's task before you move on to tomorrow's challenge. Here are the 4 action steps you need to take. Number 1, do a reflection about your life and answer the 4 power questions. Number 2, complete the self-discovery questions. Number 3, ask yourself the $100 million question. And number 4, are your goals what you truly want to achieve? You have to ask yourself that, okay? Now, you don't want to complete this task in your head, okay? What you can do is download the PDF worksheet below this video. You can download it into your computer or your mobile phone. And because it is a PDF file, you can directly edit it and write your answer into the PDF. And make sure you save a copy for yourself, all right? You want to also make sure that you do this exercise because it is important. Why? You can always refer back to the answers that you have written down in the future. And who knows, right? Maybe you want to refer it back to your answer, like 3 months or 6 months down the road, so that you can actually see the difference between where you are now and where you are later in the future. So complete today's challenge and do this exercise now. And then save a copy of the PDF file on your computer or your mobile phone. Alright then, you have completed day 1 challenge. I sincerely congratulate you for being here with me. I will see you tomorrow for day 2 challenge, okay? Don't worry, keep an eye for my email. Tomorrow, I will send you an email and get you access to the day 2 challenge. If possible, whitelist my email so that you make sure that you receive the email. And that's all for now. Thank you and see you tomorrow.